Interesting. Yep.
I just realised my mic's been muted for the stream for the last few seconds. Sorry, until now. Right. So, various business on the third floor. You went up, you came back down, yada yada yada. Look for the keel hall. I don't need the notes of that, and that's the main reason I stream. If you are watching the stream, put a comment in the chat and I will recap it. Nope, thought not. Alright. Don't crash on me. Sorry. Roll20 just froze up for a second. Large map doesn't like it much. Okay. So, after coming through the long winding tunnels coming out from the third floor of the Undermountain, you finally see a light ahead of you. You also very much would hear the sounds of a forge. Would be the most prominent sounds you can hear. Some things further off, most of it muffled by distance or by intention.
Are you still there? Or did you cut out or something?
I'm here. What do you want to do?
That was it?
Sorry.
Oh. I guess we just keep going.
Yeah, go into the city.
So, as you step into the space proper, you see a vast cavern before you. Once you actually get into the space proper. You can't see far at your level because of the scattering of buildings. Yeah, you can see clear into a building from there, apparently. Sorry. Some 90 feet high is the cavern ceiling above you. And throughout the space is 3 levels of buildings made of stone and wood piled one on top of another, creating roughly 3 rough levels of town, with catwalks running between them that seem to be made from the salvaged wood and rigging from crashed ships. Wrecked ships is probably a more proper term. Sylvanus, I think you're the only one with enough range of vision to see it. Can you make a perception check for me?
Yep. Please don't be terrible. Yeah, it's not good.
Nope. There is all manner of stuff about, and even though you can see a greater distance than most, detail is lost in the distance and the clutter. Okay, so once again, the sounds of smithing, the sounds of a forge, come from the building just beside you, which you are welcome to investigate or not. There are other lights about that you can see lighting up the place variously.
Where should we go?
Yeah, where do we want to go?
We gotta deliver this bag, and we gotta find that dagger. Plus explore the city, but those are two like big tasks. I mean, and cause chaos because we can't avoid doing that.
I mean, you can try to avoid doing that.
Trying to avoid doing that is gonna cause us to do it more.
Yeah.
I guess
What are we
investigate
thinking?
the forge.
Yeah.
I
Am
mean,
I
go
looking
that
for
way,
a dagger and they get made in forges?
yeah, it's a magical dagger. The forge probably knows. He may have heard of it, seen it. I don't know. Where's the way into the forge?
Around the other side.
Oh, around the backside.
Apparently.
Wait, what the heck?
Mm-hmm.
Did you
so
guys
there's
just
a
go
couple of
through a
doors.
wall or something? Oh, you went around. Right.
Yeah.
We went around.
We went around.
I was
Alright, we
just
got a
confused in the angle.
50-50 shot. What door do we do?
Let's do the door on the right because it's right.
So,
That works.
this is
Yeah.
one of the tallest buildings in Skullport. You can see that all the others within your vision are 1 or 2 stories tall, with then other buildings built on top of them. Most of them, at least. This is one of very few that are a continuous building that actually stretches the entire height. It is a very ugly stone foundry, but seems to be functional and sounds to be functional, certainly.
Alright, well, let's go in.
Yeah.
It's a guy.
It is indeed.
There's a guy.
They are,
There's
It's a
a lot
bunch of guys.
A lot of people.
yes, Draugr, dark dwarves.
Oh,
Just a second, sorry.
Where's Sergey when you need him?
Why?
love
Does he
Bulldog.
speak Does he speak Dwarvish? Can we change it to Dwarvish?
Yes, I think Sergei and Letsia both
Yes, he
speak
does.
Dwarvish.
Yes.
Do any of you not speak Dwarvish?
No, I don't.
I speak Dwarvish.
Okay.
Woo, we have one person.
Do any of you speak Undercommon?
No.
No.
Alright. So, these handful of dwarves are busy at work creating tools and armor of various kinds. Several of them look up suspiciously at you and certainly seem to be keeping half an eye on you.
Interesting.
They seem perfectly content in their business. Do you want to interrupt them to ask them anything?
Why are there 2 doors?
Are you asking them or me?
I don't know. We made a big deal about which door to go through in the same room.
Yeah, they are.
Tan, can
They
you
like
actually?
confusing.
Do they speak common?
You have to ask to find that out.
If you do say something in common, they don't seem to respond to it.
Alright. Tan, can you ask them about the dagger?
Okay. So I'm gonna go up to. I guess I'll talk to this guy here and interrupt him.
Sorry.
I guess I will ask him. I'll ask him about. Does he know anything about daggers?
He
Magical daggers.
before you correct yourself, he sh- brandishes the still red hot half forged dagger that he's working on. Um, uh,
That's a very nice dagger, but I don't think that's the one we're looking for.
um, would reply in Dwarvish, in kind in Dwarvish. So something to the effect of, lots of weapons are brought through this place. We are not in the business of making magical weapons. We are paid well to make things quickly and efficiently. But we keep our the denizens of Skullport know well enough to keep their noses out of other people's businesses if they want to keep them.
Well, I mean, I want to keep my nose, but I was just curious if you had heard of any like really interesting daggers that have come into the city lately. We're looking to possibly buy one.
He eyes you up and down. Anyone who would be willing to part with something like that is... sorry. Anyone who would be willing to part with something like that alive would be in the markets over the western end.
And what if they'd want to part with it if they were unalive? Just out of curiosity.
Gives a grim chuckle. Actually, make a charisma check for me.
Oh no, just charisma?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, come on, dice. Don't. Oh, yes. 16.
Yes, definitely chuckles at that. He calls out to the others. I like this one. He might actually survive this place for a few days. For a few hours.
Why, thank you.
Yeah. Now, if you want to get one of our wares, you're welcome. We will welcome your coin. Otherwise, leave us to our work. And turns back to continue forging the now significantly colder but still workable dagger blank.
All right, so I'll turn to the others and fill them in on the conversation that I just had. They basically don't know anywhere we would find anything like that.
They did vaguely direct you to markets and pawn shop over the far side.
Can I try communicating with them in Thieves' Can and ask where I would find the most premium of vendors or something like that?
I will point out, Thieves' Cant is not a language proper. It is encoding, effectively. So you would need to be able to communicate with them already. So if you speak Dwarvish or Undercommon, you're fine.
Yeah.
It's also assuming that they understand Thieves' Cant.
Oh wait, was that? Let me. Yeah, okay, that doesn't
Wait, after Tan
Oh,
tells us that they don't know anything, I'll go step outside and just lean against the wall, wait for them to come out.
guess there's nothing else to do in here.
Mostly keeping guard. I don't really trust this place.
It
That
is
is
skullboard.
wise.
Did say I must find it.
Yeah.
So where's our next move?
Well, we need a way to communicate with them a bit more effectively, I reckon.
Well, that was just.
But,
there's more than just dwarves here. We're fine.
yeah, but if
Like-
most of them are speaking Undercommon and another language we don't have, it's going to be an issue.
So, you would be aware that Skullport has a long and complex history. It was... Most people don't know its origins, but it has been contested territory, effectively, for countless years. Various forces have come and gone and taken it over. And while it is a fairly expansive town, it usually lies mostly empty. Currently, the Xanathar Guild is the primary force in play. There is you are aware that there is a fortress near here somewhere in the contiguous cavern, which the Xanathar Guild holds particularly. And you would probably be aware, at the very least Sylvanas would probably be aware, there is somewhere hidden in the place, there is a tunnel to Xanathar's hideout proper.
Yeah.
So, among the Xanathar forces are typically various goblinoids as well as mind flayers and things of that sort, and variously humans, dwarves, whatever else they get their hands on. So those are forces you would expect to be present here, but this is a town, effectively. It is self-stable after a fashion, and so there are all manner of people that may or may not be here.
Yeah.
Alright, well, should we just head to that marketplace or whatever then that you were saying?
Yeah. Do you have much in the way of gold? Because last I recall, Tan and I are pretty broke. Just in case we need to barter for something.
Hold up a second. Just gotta double check my notes.
I got nothing.
Oh yes, that's right. I bet all the gold I happen to have on me on a drunken bet.
Oh yeah.
Or a bet that's supposedly drunken, but yeah.
Oh yeah. So we're all broke, aren't we?
We're all broke.
Oh, great.
We can do this,
You
I
would
believe.
presumably have the party fund.
think the
I
party
didn't
front's
think we
pretty low
had
as
the-
well.
I didn't think we had much in the way of funds in that. Because we haven't been finding like pure gold. At least not much on this floor.
No.
It's been mostly the last time. I mean, we made a big. Last time there was a big purchase. Vletsia paid out for Tan and I. Yeah, we'll see where we can go. Sylvanas has gotten away with some interesting things in the past, so I feel like we're fine.
Sorry, let me draw that wall in before you actually properly see all the way through.
Here is Do they know what they've done after they've been affected by the suggestion spell? 'Cause it doesn't specify that they care or know anything about what they've done particularly.
That is an interesting thought. Suggestion is the 8-hour one?
Yes.
Yeah. Interesting thought.
What is this building we're walking by?
Which one's that, sorry? Where are
This
you?
one? I don't know. I don't know why I'm curious about a random building. But...
That's fine. So there are all manner of houses and boarded up shops that you are walking past, and including on the levels above you. It seems there is more signs of life on this one. Perhaps it is actually a house that someone inhabits, but it is a little hard to tell.
Alright, so just somebody's house, or just a potentially where somebody lives. Okay.
Do you have any idea where this market is at all?
Is that a west?
No.
Oh, I can see through these doors.
Yes, those are actually windows.
Oh, okay. I can see through the windows. It looks like there's an open area up here.
Yeah, we should.
So, this is one of the few places that seems openly inviting. Let me just finish putting this wall in place.
Too many walls.
Yeah, I can see through a few of those buildings there.
Come on. There you go.
Whoa, a wall just magically appeared in front of us.
Ooh. Yeah, sorry.
No,
Oh, there's
There's
a
only
lot
so
more
fast I can do
spectators.
stuff. So the larger building there appears to be a inn, or an inn of some kind, and there is another room. There is another place just in front of you that also seems of interest. There are very few torches about the place. Most of the lights that you can see seem to be of different designs to each other, firstly, but also seem to be marking places that are actually inhabited. And wants the attention to that.
Well, if this looks like an inn, I'm gonna walk into the inn.
Okay. You are welcome to do so.
I guess I'll follow him into the inn.
The
Is this
door
front
over
desk
the door
here?
there is a sign. Yes, over the door there is a sign that says "The Guts and Garters."
Ooh, I
Friendly
like it.
name.
Yeah.
Nice.
So it is a bit of a rundown structure. The windows are. I really should have made them solid because they are very much shrouded in grime to be almost opaque. But there is light that pours through, and in such a dark place, it is noticeable regardless. This is
well,
the
we'll
yes,
get some
yes, it is.
service.
There is a tiefling standing behind the counter.
Hello.
Hello. Would you be
Alright,
interested in staying the night here? Or do you have other business in
maybe.
Selkirk?
We're interested in finding the marketplace. Can we get some directions? And where would we go to find, like, do you guys have nobles here, or maybe some richer folk? We'd
What
like
was
to
that
have
last
some chat and
phrase, sorry?
information. Richer folk.
There, that is
Like an aristocracy.
Not in the conventional sense. Most of those who are able to survive long in the Port of Shadows do so by means of a healthy amount of coin. There is, of course, the various other powerful forces who hold influence over the city. Though I would not recommend antagonizing them. But on your own heads be it. As for the markets, whereabouts is that? Sorry. So, let me just say. Yeah, sorry. As for potential markets, depends on what you are looking for. If you are after, food, then a little to the southeast, there is a market where you should be able to acquire some various forms of food. Otherwise, there are more interesting wares available further to the west. Out the door, just follow west-southwest for a little until you come to the main thoroughfare, and follow that to the end, and you should find what you're after.
Now, do those vendors have, let's call it questionably acquired goods for sale?
I have no idea what your insinuation.
Alright.
We're looking for high
Make a
quality goods.
insight check if you like.
Sure.
Yeah. The better question is any of the stuff not questionably acquired?
Okay. That was what I got out of that answer. Okay.
Well, who's the biggest merchant around? Is there like a form of bank or anything like that?
The look on his face is very clearly to the effect of, so naive. These are going to be fun. The best bank is usually your own pockets. But by all means, I will hold safe your treasures if you like, while you stay here.
Yeah, that won't be happening.
No thanks, I think I'm good.
But back to my previous question. Who's the most well-off merchant or person around these parts that isn't Xanathar or Zentarum?
Probably the most profitable business here would be the distillery. But they don't tend to do business with individuals unless you have a good bit of coin to spend. Most of it is done through the handful of places that sell their brews. I am not one of them.
Who?
I simply provide lodging.
Who runs this brewery?
Why are you so keen to know?
Because I want to have a chat to someone who knows a bit more about this place. Get some information, learn some things. Maybe buy some booze. Does it really matter to you?
everything matters. Everything matters and everything has a price in the Court of Shadows. If you are... The people here appreciate their secrets and their privacy, and don't take kindly to people sticking their noses in their business. Certainly not if they don't have anything to gain out of it themselves.
What an interesting town.
I don't think there's anything else we can gain from him. Not in our current state, at least.
All right. So who's this guy over here?
Right. Another patron. Someone's spending the night and just spending some time in the lounge of this place, sorting out some of his equipment. Doesn't seem to be a combatant necessarily.
I'm gonna come up to him and ask him how long he's been here, and if this is a good place to stay.
I've been here a couple of days. I'll be moving along shortly. Just had some business to tend to with the guilds. As for this being a good place to stay, it's just about the only place to stay, unless you have a friend.
Oh. So which guilds in particular were you dealing with?
We need to stop getting into people's business. We're gonna get this is not the town to be questioning what everybody's doing.
What's more, there's not many things to do here that aren't crime or organizing crime.
One guy's not that smart.
The other thing, make a insight, history, or insight or history check.
Insight. Here we go. 17.
Yeah. Most people, sorry, you would be quite opposed to this kind of thing in most places that you encounter it. This is one of those places. People won't tend to talk to you or give you much information unless you pay.
Yeah, which is why I don't think we can learn much here. We don't have the means to these conversations at the moment.
Right.
Which I think is what Sylvanus was setting us up for.
Yeah.
What's on this counter? Is there any like paperwork or anything interesting he's got here?
There is an assortment of things, nothing that seems of particular value to you. There is loose paper, all of it blank, as far as you can see, and inkwell and quill, as well as a lantern that is lit.
So would you be so kind as to give us directions to this brewery at the very least, and then we should get out of your hair?
make your way towards the markets and keep your eyes open.
That easy, huh?
Alright,
More
let's go
that
to
that
the
is the easy
markets.
way to give the directions.
Go to the
Go to-
markets.
Let's go to the markets, or at least in that general direction. There's not a whole lot we can do with the markets yet.
Yeah.
So it's southwest, right?
Hey,
Yep, just
Yeah. Lots of walls.
walls.
those walls. There's walls there. We really can't see inside those buildings.
To make it faster, you could just like put a bunch of just black squares. If there's nothing important in them, that is.
True. But black squares don't stop the light or the vision.
True.
What I can do is not worry about the interiors of anything that doesn't have one. As you move through, you do hear some sounds of quiet sounds of drinking nearby. I will also point out you heard some sounds of animals as you were coming out of the place.
Is there anyone around right now?
There are a handful of people about. All of them going about very surreptitiously, being making sure to be aware of their surroundings.
I have a plan, but I need to think of a particular part of this plan to get it to work.
Does this particular plan rely on going into a particular building that we just got information on and finding gold?
Oh, well, that's the end goal. The end goal, kind of. I need to think real quick for the first part.
Why do I feel like we're about to rob the only legitimate business in this place?
There are a few legitimate
hopefully we-
businesses, as far as businesses can be legitimate in Skullport.
Well, hopefully we won't be robbing them. Hopefully they're just going to give us the money.
Okay.
I need to think though. Would I know if there's like any groups of people or like races or anything more respected in Skull?
There is a fairly heavy presence of Draugr, so Dark Dwarves, as you have noticed already. Otherwise, make an investigation check.
Yeah. Well, 22.
Okay. Let's see. You are also aware that there are variously were-rats about the place. So, tend to hide themselves as just common people, but are not.
Yeah. That's interesting.
Most of the permanent denizens, as much as there are permanent denizens, are Draugr, and a smaller number of humans. There's also a number of kobolds that you would have heard of as being here.
How common were tieflings in Waterdeep?
Not terribly common, and generally socially outcast. More as a matter of, and tends to be that a family that produced a tiefling tends to be socially outcast.
We meet any tieflings in Waterdeep.
I'm aware of.
I'm just trying to work out. I'm just trying to think of all the people we've run into and seen and what fits.
How so?
So I'm going to change form, but I'm trying to think of something that's going to work best. Well, let's head to the marketplace for the moment while I figure that out.
Was still this way?
I think it's this way. This area's opening up a lot. How common are tieflings in Skullport?
More so. Tieflings tend to join the various crime organizations, so they are more likely to be in this kind of place.
Have we seen any just out in the streets so far?
Yeah, one or two of the places probably would have been tieflings.
Okay.
As you come along, there is a open door ahead of you that is letting light out from the small mead hall kind of thing that it seems to be. There is also, of note, light coming from down in the side passage, and seems to be stuff around there. Let me just finish putting some doors in place. Don't want the doors to be open. I really should have prepared this place far more so in advance. Come on.
Oh, good. You were not in the best headspace to be doing this earlier, I'm sure.
No, I have not had a good week. COVID is not fun. Frankly, I've spent a lot more time preparing for a different campaign. Anyway, so open door ahead of you. Let me find things.
I'll say we should head into that tavern and ask some more questions. You guys go on ahead. I'll catch up to you in just a minute.
Okay.
All right.
Can I slip into like a dark corner somewhere and change without being noticed?
Okay. You can try to make a stealth check. Let me go to the token layer before I bring tokens in, rather than putting creatures on the lighting layer, because that's not helpful.
Really? Why did I have to get a roll of one on the back of all the things?
Wait, you just got a nat. Dang.
Yeah.
But it's still a 10.
Still a 10, but it's... In this place, that's not good enough, necessarily.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just... Looking for relevant creatures.
I give up on that for a moment. And just walk over into the tavern as well then. What the heck is that thing back
Yeah,
there?
let's not go with that option. It is a Minotaur. It's supposed to be a Minotaur. A couple of variously grim-looking patrons sit about the place. Not many, and all of them brooding over their mugs of some kind of alcoholic beverage. Again, a Draugr mans the bar. And I do have that one, so let me find. Nope, that's not the right thing. What is it? Sorry, just trying to find the relevant thing. Yeah, okay, that'll do. A miniature beholder seems to also be hovering up in one corner, looking over the place. The Draugr standing behind the bar, and two Minotaurs in dark corners, looking over the place. It is.
Where the hell does this go?
It is not a terribly clean place, but it is at least open and lit.
How clean is the actual glaze counter?
A little bit grimy. The the barkeep is sorry. The barkeep is rubbing down a mug with a cloth that doesn't look like it's been washed for quite a while, if ever. So whether it's actually cleaning the thing at all is unsure. So, do you want a drink?
Wait, did he say that?
Yeah.
In common?
Yeah, sure.
No, but
he interacts with more people than most of the Draugr.
Yeah. Another time maybe, we're hoping to get directions to brewery you heard about around here. Apparently it's pretty good.
You passed it.
We did? Where was it? It's such a mess down here. We've come here on some business and we can't find anything.
You've come here on business, then pay. If you've not come here on business, leave.
Alright, how about this? I will clean your little cup in your bar and make it look like it was brand new when you give us directions. The gold we have is a very specific amount for the deal we've organized, not for spending on other leisurely activities. And then I'll reach out and I'll touch his glass he's holding and use prestidigitation to clean it.
He's going to slap your hand away with the mug.
Wait, with the mug?
Yeah. Oh.
Can I use sleight of hand to just take the mug out of his hand as he does that, since he's slapping me with it?
Go ahead and make a sleight of hand roll against his attack roll.
It's not amazing.
It's better than his. Um, so you reach out to cast a spell on the mug that he's cleaning. He goes to hit you with it, and you very quickly manage to readjust what you're doing and grab it out of his hand, and then finish cleaning it.
Yep. And then I hold it up and say, please, be more civil. The people down here so far have just been so rude. And I hand him back the mug. Or the glass or whatever it is.
Tankard mug.
Yeah.
He points to the door. Get out.
Okay.
Saw that one coming.
Mhm.
I mean, but we know more about where the brewery now is, at least.
Yep.
What were the instructions you were given?
Oh,
No.
yeah.
Head toward the market.
Oh,
keep
as
your
I
eyes open.
lean As I walk
Keep
out,
your
I say,
eyes
enjoy
open.
the clean tankard.
He goes back to rubbing it with the same cloth.
Well, you said there was a light here coming out of the door.
So there is a light there is a light down here, as well as further light coming from a little further around the corner.
Yeah,
Yeah,
go
it could
check
be
it
that down
out.
there. It could be the one up the street. Yeah, let's check this one out. I'll walk down a little bit further. Oh, is this a little alleyway?
It is. Skullport is mostly
Is there
alleyways,
any-
to be fair. And yes, there is light coming from around the corner.
Oh, yeah, there's slide there.
We're going
Is there
through the
anyone
alleyway,
actually
or-
around in this alleyway?
Yeah, there probably would be someone.
Yep.
As you're looking, someone would come out of the door carrying a cart with a couple of barrels loaded on, small casks loaded onto it.
Ah, okay, that might be the brewery then.
Quite probably. There is also.
I need somewhere
Shall we?
a bit quieter.
We want to use pass without a trace.
Once again, the brewery seems to be one of the taller, contiguous buildings in the place, reaching a couple of levels up.
Also, that a trace could be useful.
Yeah.
We'd still probably want an area that's a bit less populated for that. And a
What
bit
was
out
that,
of the
sorry?
way. Cal said he could use parts of that trace, so we'd still need somewhere a bit less conspicuous.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we're just gonna walk in and walk straight past him.
The door just here, as well as the one that you saw around the other side, both have a sign over them saying Gyud's Distillery. Gyudd.
Oh. Well, that works out then.
Yes.
Is this store supposed to be open?
Where are you? The space behind it is entirely abandoned. There is debris and broken crates throughout it, and the door is hanging off on a hinge.
Is there anyone in there?
There is not.
Are there any windows?
No. Most of the buildings don't have windows.
Is this where we're gonna plan for?
Is there anyone out in the street right here?
Make a perception check.
Ooh,
This
just
is
Sylvanas,
terrible.
or
Oh, it wasn't worth. Oh, yeah, it's still pretty bad.
I
forgot
have a
that
plus
was-
7 to perception.
Yeah.
You don't see anyone.
Can I roll? Because him not seeing anyone on a 9 doesn't mean they're there. Or doesn't
You
mean
don't
the
know
street's really
whether
clear.
that means anything.
True.
I'm gonna say, okay, look, we can use this place, but like, I don't like the guy in that back corner. We should really deal with him. And then I'm going to walk into. So I'm saying this reasonably loudly, so not super loud, but anyone nearby or anyone trying to follow or listen would hear us. Then I'm going to like walk in there and call out, "Hey, you, get out here or die!" And then gonna walk in and start banging some of the. I'm assuming there's wrecked boxes and things, right?
Yep.
Gonna start banging boxes and stuff and making it sound like there's a bit of a fight or something happening in there. And then I'm going to switch into the form of a tiefling I saw and try and give it some, make it look a bit more elegant. Like, make its features
Okay.
look a little more
Tan
elegant.
and I were outside the building with you. You just walked.
Yeah. Yeah.
We follow you there.
Yeah.
You go in to attack somebody. The other person comes out and we don't do anything.
Just wait, you'll see.
Okay.
So that'll be great.
So
I don't
can do
question
that?
anything anymore.
So, what are you? Sorry. So, what are you trying to do?
Make it sound like there's a fight in here while nobody else really looking in here. And then
Go
I'm
ahead
going
and
to
make a performance
transform
check for
in-
that.
I saw that
Okay.
coming.
Why am I rolling so low?
That dice
What
team's
is
good.
this?
Send that dice, Joe.
Yep. Tan, you would probably be the most aware of how this kind of thing should look. It seems really convincing, except that he entirely forgot about the other side of the exchange. Anyway, continue.
Hold up. Switching this over to. Let's do that dice.
Oh, it does work.
And then yeah. So can I do that tiefling thing and make it a more elegant tiefling?
What do you mean?
Just give it more, I don't know, noble-ish looking features, mainly in the face. Like more angular. That's
Make a history check to see if you've seen someone more like what you're after.
Yep. Oh my gosh.
That's fine.
While this disaster of a fight is happening,
What is this?
I'm gonna walk over to Tan and just casually start. Do you have any clue what's going on here right now?
I
In which
have
case,
no
can you
idea.
make a medicine check?
Oh, what?
Medicine check.
Okay.
Oh no.
Also below.
Oh
that.
no.
That is 4 rolls in a row.
Send that to Dice Joe, like right now.
You
I swapped the
Please.
dice.
Oh, that's so
The highest roll you've gotten out of was that 22,
yeah.
which was really an 18.
Oh, that's a bad string of rolls. So you replicate the tiefling that you saw. You then focus and try and shift the face into something more what you're after. Your nose starts bleeding.
Ugh. Okay, well, realizing that, I'm just gonna give up and change my clothes so they look like they're a bit more torn up and beat up, and stay in my current form and just walk out.
Yeah. Kel, can you make a perception check for me?
15.
Okay. You notice you notice what looks like a torch bobbing along. There's most people that you've seen walking around either carry torches or seem to have dark vision, because there's very little persistent light throughout the place. You do notice one torch bobbing along. Sorry, let me just make sure I get up the right thing for it. Come on, load the image so I know what I'm talking about. Right, that's not running, is it? That'll do it. Sorry, just a second. I need to set something up quickly.
Okay.
What is with these rolls?
I don't know. You normally roll really good.
Well,
Okay, there you go. So, you notice a torch bobbing along in the distance. Seems to shift in hue a little bit as it passes between buildings and change where it is. Also seems to drift between the levels a little bit.
Does it appear like it's floating, or like it's almost being like dragged or carried?
Seems to be floating. You do see several other light sources that seem to be behaving similarly in the distance.
Well pointed out to the rest of the group. Hey, the light seem a little bit off to you.
Are you pointing out the light?
Yeah, they're just up, kind of floating between the levels, just floating like orbs of light.
I guess. Does anyone recognize what the light is or what's wrong with it?
It seems to be green as it's getting closer. Where's that page there?
I mean, it must be some form of magic, or it could be like, some weird kind of creature down here.
Maybe, yeah.
Oh, it's on the lighting layer. That's unhelpful. Let's send you to the token line. That's more appropriate.
There we go.
Oh, there we go.
oh, it's one of
So,
those.
not exactly one of those. That's just the most appropriate
Oh,
token I
okay.
have loaded. It is a rather than the eye, it is a skull wreathed in variously coloured flames.
Oh. Can we tell if this thing is friendly at all?
It's a skull with flames around it. What do you think?
Yeah, but nothing else in this city would be friendly normally if you met it, so...
It seems to be... It doesn't seem to be hostile having seen you, but it does at least seem to be patrolling, so to speak.
Interesting.
Is this like almost like a guard of Skullport? As little of a formal guard as they'd have.
Something like that.
Oh.
It does watch you for a while as it draws closer. Do you do anything towards it?
Wave.
I'm hesitant to make you make a charisma check.
Can I call out to him and say, do you speak? Are you able to help us at all?
That's an interesting thought.
Oh boy.
It mutters to itself somewhat. Does seem to be in common, but it mutters to itself almost inaudibly, and seems to go past you without interfering with you, but is definitely aware of you.
Fair enough.
Part of me really wanted to put an arrow into.
What
But
do you wish to do?
Are we going to proceed with the the quote not robbery attempt?
Yes, we still need to get this stupid thing to work, and I need a spot where I can do things. I have
Well, it looks
a
like there's less of
slight-
those places now, considering we see these guys floating around.
I have a slight amendment. I've made a slight amendment to the plan, but
What's
That's all right.
further down this?
Ah, yes, you have made your way a little further south than I was thinking you had. Okay. So, you come to the port proper, as it seems. Various places around about. Seems to open up into a fairly well-abandoned market. Let me get to the open air spaces are very dreary and forlorn. There are closed shops and warehouses enclosing the market space. I need to put in another building, right?
Is that the market
Oh.
that the other people are referring to?
Some of it, at least, yes. There are other markets that you've not been to. Let me come here. So the cavern opens up ahead of you into the lake. Over the lake. Some 120 feet. 120 feet is the furthest you can see Sylvanus.
yeah,
I know it cuts there, that's just because that's the edge of the map.
yeah.
The ceiling pretty quickly gets out of your range of vision.
Fair enough.
Well, that's a big cave. What now? We're still trying to find somewhere private to get things started.
What
Yeah.
are you trying to do?
He's trying to rob the
Right.
distillery.
Why?
No, I'm trying to change forms without being seen, but there's no
He
way
wants to rob
do
the
that.
distillery. That is his ultimate goal because we don't have gold.
Not really rob it, but convince them to give us money.
What else do you call that?
Well, that's not robbery. If
Theft.
they're giving you the money,
But you're convincing them to.
yeah, through perfectly legitimate means of sort.
No lies or scams or.
Technically, there is no lives involved in this, but the only reason I have the truths I would use is because of lies and other things.
I mean, we can at least. We could just keep exploring and maybe we'll find something.
Yeah, it's probably best to keep exploring the area anyway. Like, there's
Yeah.
a Sandflower full for summer as well. I want to scout
And we
that
st-
out.
Yes,
We
which
need to find that.
you can see over the far side of the bridge, is what I should then get to.
Oh,
I don't know how well I've set this up at this point, so just give me a second to check.
I don't
Yeah,
like.
it's actually
next
not
to
that
bridge
far
now.
from you, to be fair. Yeah, so the water is some 60 feet across. Yeah, so it's not far. So, some 60 feet across the water, there is a great fortress on a island in the middle of the lake. The bridge spans the gap between you, leading to a solid iron gate, and there is foreboding castle walls in front of you with ballista very clearly visible on the top of the battlements.
Well, we're not gonna get in there directly. Nor should we really want to at this point.
Yeah, no, we shouldn't, but yeah.
Should we go explore the abandoned market? Maybe some stuff was left behind.
Oh, you mean the abandoned building?
Or the because there was that market that was kind of.
Oh,
No, this way.
this way, yeah. We can,
Yes, there
yeah,
was
that
market
sounds like a
over
good
there.
idea.
Go ahead and make a insight check, or insight or investigation, as you have a look around the place.
And my roll was just as good as those other rolls.
Yep.
Oh yeah, there we go. Mine's worse.
I think this wall is rather interesting, and I'm
Uh,
gonna stare at
wall,
it for a while.
I'll try and insight check. Where is it?
It's empty.
There it
A
is.
little bit. The building.
Whoa, like a decent roll.
Oh,
The building at the south end seems to still be occupied. Seems to still be made use of. As indicated primarily by the lantern hanging outside it. Otherwise, Sylvanus, you would be the only one who would notice, who would pay enough, who would notice the intentions. The stuff that is left around the place that is built into the floor or the walls around seems to indicate that this was a slave market primarily. How long it's been since that was used for that purpose is unknown, but that is at least what it seems to have been used for a while.
Fair enough. We should check out these buildings.
This is definitely a wall.
What is definitely a wall?
The wall I'm staring at.
Oh, yes. It is actually a door right there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think that's a
It is thoroughly boarded
Yeah,
up, but it is technically a door.
Exactly.
What am I looking for?
With that insight.
Is there anyone around in this old slave market?
There are no people about that you can see. There is another flame skull that makes its way along. Just populating thing. But otherwise, no, it seems to be left fairly quiet in the immediate area. But again, if you are after a private space, there are plenty of very clearly abandoned buildings.
Yeah, but it's more the fact that there's people around and then you walk into a building and then come out as another person. They're going to go, oh, look at that. Wait, so there's nobody around as far as I can see.
There are a couple of flame skulls that are getting closer.
There. could wait for Vinny to get back. On his hand or something. Can I go up and open this door?
You can. Does open to you. It is covered in dust and grime, but seems uninhabited.
So many old abandoned buildings.
Flameskull seems interested in what you're doing.
I call out to the flame skull. Do you know why this place is abandoned and why so many buildings are just empty and wrecked?
Yeah. Make an insight check.
I think that's 1. Yeah, that's a 1.
What are these rolls?
It responds to you very clearly. You have no idea what language it's talking in. It then continues on.
Fair enough. Hey, Cal, can you tell if anyone's nearby or watching us or anything right now?
I mean, the best I can do, let's see.
Hand's gone really quiet.
I'm here.
Best I can do would be a perception check, but because like I have primeval awareness, but that just tells me whether there's an aberration, celestial, dragon, elemental, fae, fiend, or undead within a mile of me.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that answer is very clearly yes.
What was that list again?
Aberration, celestial, dragon, elemental, fae, fiends, or undead.
There is definitely undead. There is definitely aberration. There is fae. I think there's probably fiends. There is a dragon.
Yes.
Anything in the list I haven't mentioned? I don't think there are any celestials.
No, you've about covered everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright.
Well, you want to have a look around and see if you can spot anyone?
Yeah, I can try to spot somebody. 1 second, since I take this. Do I see anything? If I'm looking particularly closely for people.
Did you roll?
I can roll perception, so you want?
Don't roll.
Good
one,
roll!
don't roll.
Yay!
Woo.
Yay!
You do see a couple of people meandering about a little further off, but you do see that they all go out of line of sight. There is the fortress over the far side. With that roll, you don't see any indication that there are people watching from it.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pop into here for a moment.
Alright, yes.
I'm going to switch into Jax Corellia's form. He's a nobleman from Waterdeep. Then I'm going to change my clothes to be a more elegant looking suit. Like, not super elegant stuff, but like nice sort of thing you'd see like a businessman wearing.
Why do I feel like Jax is about to get robbed?
Why do I feel like that's the point?
I don't know if the point is for him to get robbed or the point is to be respected.
The point is to look different.
You already look different.
Oh yeah, I should specify. I've been walking around in... That's good question. I think I was walking around as the drunken guy still. I didn't name. I should just put a thing here. Drunken guy. There we go. I was walking around as him, but normal. Oh, alright. Now I'm gonna pop out.
Hey Jax,
And
long
say,
time no
"Hey."
see.
Okay, we have business to attend
Yeah.
to, my associates.
All right.
All right.
Alright,
Jax, where'd you come from?
Let's go to that distillery.
All right.
I
think that was back this way.
What? That's this way. It's up
Oh,
here.
hello, Skull.
Evening. Is it evening yet, or what time is it? Do we know?
Time is a little bit of a nebulous thing down in Undermountain, but
Okay.
what time would it be for you relatively? You would have headed down, what, pretty much first thing in the morning, I think?
Yeah, because last thing we did on surface was a long rest.
Yep.
Yeah, then
A
we
couple of
wandered
hours
around
to
for a
get
bit.
down here and deal with the various forces that you encountered on the way. Nothing you can't readily handle, but still. Yeah, so probably early afternoon.
Oh, I'm still gonna say evening, Mr. Skull, as I walk past.
It
Was this
looks at you strangely and actually that's
was where Tan and I the distillery, or was it higher up? Further
I think
north,
that's
I
the
should say.
story, yeah.
Oh,
No,
this
no,
one.
it's the next
Yeah,
one, yeah.
yeah, this one just here.
Yeah, this
yeah,
one, yeah.
but they both have the sign
Oh,
of the
before I move my camera.
I really hope these skulls don't have true sight.
They don't appear to. At least it doesn't seem. It looks at you quizzically as being someone new.
Fair enough. Alright, now we see if the other game bought this plan paid off.
All right.
Oh, great! I put him there. Token left.
Right, I'm going to open the door.
There is a
guy.
there is the warm smell of brewing ales of various kinds coming from this place. It's seems by far the most pleasant location you've been in so far. But there is a stout-looking dwarf, regular dwarf,
Yes.
shield dwarf, I think is the
Perfect.
type specifically, who is tending to his wares, checking the state of the things that are brewing. Hello. Not often I see new faces down here.
I'm gonna close the door behind us as we walk in and say, "Oh, hello, friend. I'm here on business. I've heard things about this distillery. I thought I could have a chat and possibly strike up a bargain."
Well,
And then I'm gonna gesture to the door and say, "Do you mind? I'd rather not have prying eyes."
by all means. Seems a little.
And then I asked Han, would you be so kind as to close that door?"
Can you make a charisma
Yep.
check for me? Or persuasion or
What
deception?
kind of persuasion? Oh my gosh.
That's fine. He's Ooh, that was a low roll. Sorry. Do you have hostile intent?
No.
Okay, good. That's fine. Just wanted to check that. Yeah, he's suspicious, but in as more of a general sense, rather than being this guy's here to kill me.
So, how is business, my good friend?
Business is profitable. There is a lot of benefit being the only distiller, the only distiller in a drunken town.
I'm sure if things were to become disrupted or destabilized here, it would be not to your benefit and might cause great harm then.
The power in the city swings from week to week. There will always be people to buy.
Well, what if there
Besides,
was a war to take place, or a fight, a battle? What if the streets were filled with blood and everything was in chaos? There wouldn't be much then, would there?
He has rather a concerned look. But
Yes, you should be concerned. Well, you see, I'm on business from the city above. I've come down as a representative of many interested parties, and I'm here with my compatriots to maintain stability here. Because while Skullport is a rather dangerous element, it does a lot for the outside world as well, and these interested parties would like to see it remain stable.
he relaxes a little at that.
Are you following along?
To an extent.
See, I've come to you because while we have been sent down here, we have not been funded terribly well. But we would like to work with the respectable businesses here and hopefully get a bit of funding and support to help maintain this stability, as it's your businesses and the exports and other things that help the outside world. And if we let you fall behind and get destroyed in the chaos that is coming, well, that wouldn't be so good. So I propose a deal. I give you the information on things that are to come, and you help us by giving us a small amount of funding so that we can work within this town to make sure things remain stable and upright.
Okay,
No.
I finally see where you're going with this whole thing.
While I appreciate your intent and your optimism, there have been many forces try to lay claim to this city, to this town. You will not have my support, because when this goes poorly, I will not want to have had any hand in it.
But you see, things can't go more poorly than they have, and you might have seen forces try to take the city in a half-hearted attempt, but what you're about to see in the coming weeks is worse than that by far, I assure you. There will be chaos, but there will also be a quiet element. It'll be sudden and it will be over. It'll be a very new regime.
You really don't know much about this town, do you?
Enlighten me. I suspect I know more than you do.
This town has been the site of warfare many times. How do you think the Xanathar came to be in control today? As it is, their forces are far greater than you seem to think.
Well, you see, I know their forces aren't as great as that because I don't know if you've heard much from the city above, but just recently, a few months ago, in fact, there was a war, a street war, a gang war between the Xanathar and another group. And the Xanathar did not win that one. and it went poorly. There was chaos in the streets, there was murder, there was all sorts of things. And a city as great as Waterdeep, I assure you, is far greater than Skullport was thrown into chaos.
You
And
mean
it
those little
disrupted-
skirmishes between the Xanathar and the Zentarum?
Oh, so you only know what the little skirmishes, do you? I assure you.
Oh,
it
no.
was Far.
Those are only
greater
little
than-
skirmishes.
What little
If you
skirmishes?
think a couple dozen, brigands makes a war, then I don't look forward to the mess of cleaning up your attempt. By all means, I will do
attempt,
business with you. You're welcome to purchase my wares. But everyone here knows well enough not to damage the only source of joy that they have in this place. So I will stay out of your delusions of grandeur.
Illusions of grandeur. I have no part on either side of this argument. I merely wish to see that this fight, I merely wish to see that things remain as they are. But small skirmishes, I suspect people are not aware of things as much as they should be. I suppose the Xanathar are quite good at keeping things under control then. Well, information at the very least.
Go ahead and make a deception
Second.
check.
Deception check. There it is. Oh, there we go. Good roll.
Hey,
There is a flicker of concern over his face. But he hides it well. Anyway.
Let me. I'll make it very clear, but I will simplify it. To sum it all up, little skirmishes you heard of were just the tip of the iceberg. There were armies moving through the streets, and there were the Master Lords and the Open Lords were very close to collapsing in Waterdeep, becoming something entirely different. And if that can happen to Waterdeep, I assure you, much worse and much greater than this can happen to Skullport a lot faster and with a lot more ease. The parties I represent were very key in their involvement in preventing the things that happened in Waterdeep. It's very clear that nobody here understands this, or at least information has been restricted to the point that nobody knows how badly things went up there, especially for the Xanathar.
Well. All the same, if things really are so bad as you say, then I certainly don't want to get caught up on the wrong side of that. So, if you would like to buy some drink, then you are welcome to it. If you would like to... If you would like to buy something of more substance, you may ask. Otherwise, I will leave you to your business if you leave me to mine.
Very well. I offer you a chance to not pick a side and keep balance, but you seem determined that it will end badly as if you are picking a side. I'll leave you as you are. open the door
There
and
are
step out.
5-gallon casks of various drink available for sale if you would like to.
We can't even afford a bribe. I don't think we can afford a drink right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a little sad. Oh. Anyway.
Okay.
We
We don't
we
seem
should-
to be getting anywhere.
We need to
Yeah.
talk to somebody about acquiring some funds,
Yeah.
or we could also try to find that other person.
Yeah, we could talk to
What
the other
is
guy
it?
and try and find him.
Kaladani.
Kalal Kaladiani. We want to ask this guy about him?
No, this guy's fairly upset with us, probably. That's 3 people now. It's important.
Okay.
Not exactly
but the
upset,
other
he's
guy-
simply concerned.
Yeah, he's concerned and he's determined to remain neutral and not choose anything.
Well, that's true. All right. Well, how about I pop back in and see if he knows this Kalal guy?
And if you want to.
Yeah, I'm gonna pop my head back in and ask him if he might know who this Kalal Kaladani is.
There is definitely a look of recognition. Let me find out where they are. Hang on. Oh, where are you? Sorry. Lots of different rooms and stuff, and it's hard to find what I'm after.
Still surprised that he would prefer. So, even if the wars they've experienced war don't matter, it just everything balanced back doesn't matter. I'm surprised he would prefer to go through the process of having that than just not have to deal with that process at all and just avoid it. Even though it would cost him a bit of money and very little effort at all.
Well, he's seen so many factions come through that he doesn't trust us as an alternative.
But I was trying to tell him we're not an alternative. We're just going to keep the balance. We're trying to make sure the war doesn't happen, keep the balance, and leave. But for some reason, he would rather go through the war.
I mean, I think he just wants to stick with
Yeah.
what he knows,
Yeah,
and
it
he's
just seems.
stubborn dwarf.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, it's stub dwarf. It just seems really illogical. It's like you can stick with or you can just avoid going through the annoying process and just skip it all together.
Okay.
I mean, at the end of the day, we won't stop anything. We just wanted money to grab our thing and go. So it would have been the same process for him, but well.
Yes, so finally found which building she's in.
Okay.
So yes, there is a look of warm recognition at that. Yes, she is one of my best customers. She runs the Flagon and the Dragon tavern a little further to the east on this level.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Yes, just past the end of the main thoroughfare.
All right.
there's a piece
Thank
of
you.
useful information.
Yeah.
Yay.
We haven't gotten much of that today.
Probably going to lead
Yeah, we
us
keep
to more
east,
useless information,
east.
but at least we might
Where
get
you
some
going?
pay.
Up to the bigger.
You said to the
thoroughfare.
east.
I know, I went north. Okay. This was a winding alley. I was going back up to the main path.
He said it was pretty much directly to the east.
There's an open door there that should
Look, there's
exist
an open-
technically, but it doesn't
Open
matter.
door.
One of the more rundown buildings, the doors hanging off their hinges, and a couple of the internal walls collapsed down. But you
Getting
come
close.
to what very clearly seems to be
Oh, there we go.
a sign hanging out the front. Has seen better days, but has a flag. Depicts a flagon with a dragon embossed on it.
I think we're in the right place.
Yes.
Probably.
Yay.
We'll go inside.
Those people.
Tokens. Where are you?
And I'll just approach the bar.
Yes, there is a half-drow barkeep.
Aladani, or whatever it was. I asked
Hello?
that question.
Yes.
Caladani?
Caldani.
Caladani.
She-
Cal.
Greets you by saying, "What's your poison?"
The poison is whatever's in this pouch, preferably, but is whatever's in this pouch. I prefer gold though, and I hand over the pouch. We were supposed to deliver this. It's been a long and arduous journey though. Mashroom sends his regards.
Let me actually find where those are. What is it? Yes, there you are. Thank you. It is a... Where is it? Sorry. Small pouch of gold. Sorry. Small pouch of value. It is... She tips the contents out onto her hand, and it's three moonstones that have been nicely cut and polished. You guess that would be worth about 50 gold pieces each. Decent bit of value.
Yep.
Thank you. Yes. Metrim stayed here a while back. He promised he would pay me, and very clearly was good to his word. You have my thanks for delivering this. Yes. Clearly you're a friend of his. You can... I'm sure his friends in the Dalagor Fortress, actually basically directly above here. Not quite. Large building to the far east of the cavern, second floor. Tell them I sent you, and I'm sure they will be happy to give you lodging if you need it. But for now, would you care for a drink?
You see, we don't have a ton in the way of funds at the moment.
Oh,
I can spare a little for a friend, and then the debt will be paid. She takes 3 glasses and pours a measure of amber sherry into each of them.
I suppose we can stop Frederick for a few minutes while we do have other business to be about.
Yeah, we can afford to sit here for a moment.
I say to call out, trying to make gestures at him, thieves can't stuff. Do you know where we could find some high quality goods? We're looking for a dagger of a particular quality and maybe a few other items.
What kind of dagger?
Well, we've only heard stories about it, but it's a dagger that can help you in the dark.
Very interesting.
Yes, we thought so too. We heard about it and we thought we must have this. You see, we do little jobs for odds and ends for other people, and we're looking for this particular item for a collector currently.
Not heard many of such things. That's vague enough a description it could fit any of 1,000 magical items. But there was
that seems to be the.
There was a group of Draugr from a clan Iron Eye, I believe it was, came through some time ago. Sorry, some week ago, a few weeks ago. They were a bit of a rowdy bunch, didn't spend much time here, preferring the cheaper swill over at the sorry, words. Over at the Black Tankard. I prefer to serve the better stuff. You see the two more expensive of the 3 drinks that the distiller produces. You see the barrels of those behind her. You also see a small selection of more exotic spirits. The Black Tankard, which you had been in briefly, one type of thing, the cheap one, just that. Anyway, they, from what I could gather from them, they might have had something matching that description. I believe they went back to Undermountain, heading further down.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, so you've hit the problem right on the head. The information we've been given is very vague and can just fit so many things, but thank you so much for that. If you would be so kind as well, we've been tasked with delivering some goods from the surface to some place called Keel House, I think it was. Do you know where that would be, or could you provide directions, possibly?
I don't know what business you would have with the Keel Hall. Seeing as
Keel Hall, is that it?
Yes. Seeing as it's long abandoned. But
it is.
If your friends know their business, it is the let me just double check that I am directed to the right place. It is also on the middle level, far at the far western extent.
Thank you very much. Yes, so that's news to us. We weren't told it was abandoned. We were just merely tasked to deliver this and told we'd be paid handsomely. You know how it is.
You might need to pick your friends more wisely.
That is some good advice, although I wouldn't really call them friends. It's more like anything you can do for a good amount of money will do.
I would be concerned that it is... I might be concerned that your friends have taken pay from someone else to have you led into a trap.
Well, that's just part of the job, and sometimes that happens. I think we've had that happen a few times, haven't we, boys?
Yeah, once or twice.
Oh yeah.
We'll just have to go check it out and then see where we go from there.
And you said that's on the middle level?
Correct.
I hear that right?
Correct, yes.
How do we get up there?
There are... You have seen staircases about the place that would take you up to the different levels. A couple of the taller buildings also have internal staircases. The one you're in is not one such building. Of course, if you have the ability to fly or anything of that sort, then that would also serve you quite effectively.
That would be nice.
I mean, I can't fly per se, but I can get myself to the next floor up.
True.
Alright, well, I finished my drink and looked at you two and said, have you guys finished your drinks or are you ready to be off?
Yeah, let's go spring this trap.
We're ready. Yeah.
Alright. Thank you for all your help and the drinks, Kalal. We will be off.
Give my regards to Three Strings if you see him again. The bard. The bard who gave you the quest.
The ominous
Gotcha.
if you see him again.
Yeah.
Well,
All right, which
yeah.
way?
Said to the west upstairs, so we gotta find a staircase and also go west.
Well,
West
do we want to go there or
was...
do we want to go to this fortress place that we were told about? Or
I think we should go here first.
Yeah.
yeah. And then so the information on the dagger is further down in the Unsurmounted Dungeon.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
Okay, so we can't really find that here then.
A similar
No.
dagger is further down in Undermountain.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess we can ask around a bit more about it.
Yeah, it may not be the
That's
same because we were
helpful,
given
yeah.
so little info on it.
Yeah. And then
It
what
was
else do we
originally
really have to
stolen by the
discuss?
Hi,
drow,
Skull.
wasn't it?
No.
Bye,
dagger.
Skull.
Do we know how the dagger was stolen in the first place? I forget.
I don't know if they told us.
Surreptitious. It was stolen. It was stolen by the Draugr.
Oh, okay.
Well, if that's way further down, we've got like this trap to spring. We go to the fortress place I was talking about, but it sounded like it was just really for lodging because we helped out.
Yep.
Is there anything else we want to do here? Do we want to destabilize the place? Do we want to kill the Xanathar?
Well, you can do what you like.
You can go do what you'd like. I don't exactly want. I don't feel like suicide right now.
At least wait until you've got
I'm just
Sam with
I'm
you.
just getting to the point. Yeah, I'm just getting like to the other point that there's not a whole lot else to do here other than this potential trap.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go spring the
Travel to
trap.
Kill Hall then.
Yeah.
Let's go to the west somewhere.
Where was the staircase we saw previously?
Well, aren't we on the middle level now?
No, you're on the bottom level. You're on the
Yeah.
street level, as it's called.
There was a staircase over this way somewhere.
If you head
that
north
in a-
from where you are, is one option as well.
Wasn't the one we saw over here though in a building or something?
No,
Yeah,
I
it
think
was
there was
in the
one that was like
it was in the
street
distillery, wasn't it?
There's one
There
a
was
little
near the
further past the
distillery.
distillery as well.
Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of. So it's down here a while.
Okay. Oh wait.
Which means I need to.
So it's around this corner. Yeah, here.
Oh yeah, here it is. Does that actually go anywhere though? Does that go up?
For you, no. And for me, it means I need to repair the next section. Just give me a moment.
All good. We're kind of going all over the place.
That's fine. It's kind of the nature of this place. There are so many walls to draw in.
You know what we can do in the time it takes you to draw in those walls?
Many things,
Oh,
if
no.
you like.
We could level up.
Yeah.
When you get a rest.
I fall down
But
and I
here's the-
sleep on these stairs.
You will die. Sorry.
Curious
Some
whether or
places
not-
yeah. If you decide to take a rest in a place that is not safe, I will exploit that fact.
Yeah.
So you're saying there's a
Okay.
Yeah, curious if this is actually a trap or not, or what's going on.
Yeah, I don't, because we know this is the place that what's it called, was already
The
supposedly
environment,
held up.
yeah.
Yeah, this environment was already held up in. So
Yeah.
potentially they could be considered a trap to the people who are already here because they're against the current regime.
Yeah.
There
So,
are
like,
various factions in play in any given place in Waterdeep. There you go. I'm just gonna make sure that you're not floating in the air. Oh, come. Stop freezing on me.
too big of a map.
Yeah, it's big. It was probably unwise to do this, but whatever. Everyone to there.
Oh, good. These maps look awesome. So I mean,
Oh,
I
they're
can't
great.
complain.
Ooh. Nice.
Guy who released them on Patreon. There are, I'm assuming, higher quality versions if you subscribe to him. These are just the free version. If this is the free version,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've actually scaled them down so that they meet the upload limits on Roll20.
Dang.
They are great. But yes, good quality maps. I love them. So you find yourself at the top of the stairs, at the start of a long maze of catwalks over the labyrinths of streets down below. For the most part, an entirely different set of buildings constructed on top of and bridging the gaps between the buildings below. Some buildings are continuations of the floors below, others are entirely distinct.
Alright. We're going west, right?
Is there... Do many people travel up here, or is it more secluded, or...
It's actually not more secluded necessarily. This is the middle of the 3 levels, and there are, all through the time, you have any people you've noticed there's people walking on the street level as well as on the levels above. It's hard to notice them unless they're carrying lights, but those that are a little more obvious, and the flame skulls as well throughout the place on all levels and kind of just ignoring levels.
So are there people around now? Yeah, there's the skulls. It just feels like it's so bad and dodgy and terrible looking up here. You wouldn't think many people would go up here.
It's stable and safe enough. You see many signs of boards having been broken and then repaired or replaced.
Yeah.
But it seems that they maintain it well enough because they live here.
All right. So which way are we going here?
West, right?
Yeah.
West.
So, the larger structure that is immediately before you interesting. Thinking about it, should not be as well lit as it is. Oh well. The large building before you. So, firstly, there is a natural column of stone that rises up through the space and meets with the ceiling above, and there is passageway that has been carved through the middle of it, which also serves as an anchor for some of the catwalks.
Is anyone in that walkway at the moment?
What was that?
Is there anyone in the walkway at the moment?
There is not.
Okay, I'm going to walk through, and as I walk through, I'm going to change into Rallis's form and make my armor look like the big heavy plate armor a warrior would wear.
Okay.
And then so when I pop out on the other side here, I'll look like that.
I see a torch over here.
Is it the...
Is there any particular markings or anything at this door, or is this not quite what we're looking for?
Or is that building down there the one we wanted, or?
So there is a sign on the door that is it's a sorry. The sign is old and worn and looks like it hasn't been repainted for many years, but it is kind of inlaid into the door and the postings in a way that it's still visible enough. It seems to be the hull of a ship with a feast laid on top of it.
Is it the keel of the ship?
That is certainly part of a ship, yes.
You think this might be it?
It could be.
No, because that's got a light. this place is supposed to be abandoned, apparently.
But what we were told from this person may not be correct.
Sylvanus,
Yeah, but if it, yes,
you would
Okay.
notice in the specific brand of thieves' cant specific to the Zentarum, the sign for refuge. Marked
on
over
this
the door.
door. Okay, well, I see that and point that and say, okay, it must be this place then.
Well, you can be the first to go in there.
Yeah, alright, let's
Yes.
go in.
You be the one.
Yeah, I walk in and doesn't seem to be anyone here. I say, is anyone there?
You hear no answer. There are two long dining tables with chairs about them, all completely bare, and candelabras overhead which are lit but not for any reason you can see necessarily. Seems to be quite unused for some
Okay.
time, but still lit.
Call out, hello, we were sent here to meet somebody. Is anyone there? Do we want to go through that door above or down the stairs?
That is, by the way, sorry, those stairs do go down.
Yeah, they're gonna take us back to the first level, so let's go through this doorway.
Yeah, let's do
Okay.
that. Oh, there's a person.
Who's there? There's a older-looking tiefling. One of the horns very clearly snapped off some time ago, and bandages around. Not bandages. Sorry. Glazed white over the eyes. Who are you? What do you want?
We were sent here from some people up in the city above. They said to come to Keel Hall and look for you. Or look for somebody in Keel Hall at least.
What does what do people from the city want with me?
Not sure, they didn't really specify. Did you get any messages from them or something?
I've not had any contact with the surface for some time.
Well,
what is your business?
I believe they were
and who is it who has sent you to me?
I don't know the name specifically, but I've been told that they were given map information. We're planning on having more activity down here, or at least that's what I believe. What they suggested. As to why we were sent to Keel Hall, I'm not particularly sure.
Well, this feast hall has not been functioning for as long as I have been here, which is many a long year. I take it as a safe refuge for myself and a couple others. But we do not take kindly to those we do not trust. So, once again, who is it who sent you here?
Was I given a name? I don't think I was. Look, I think there were members of the Zentarum. All I know is they passed on information and said if we were to come to Skullfall, we should seek out Keel Hall.
Are you saying this to him?
Yes.
That changes matters a little. You presumably would give the proper name of whoever it was.
Yes. Not that I think it's been mentioned, but yes.
No, because I don't care about names most of the time.
Yeah. That's fair.
Um, that changes matters. In that case, you are welcome to lodge here safely. What is the... Do you carry any message from the Centaur?
Do I carry this? I don't think I do. I think it's just all I really have is they've been given a map and some other information, and they're planning on making some moves in Skullport.
That is a bold ambition. But we shall facilitate them if we can. Do you know when they are coming?
I'm not so sure. Like, they didn't specifically say anything along those lines, just that it would happen soon, I believe. I imagine this place is going to become a bit like a powder cake, though.
We have a few of those, actually. Do be careful with them.
Well, if we're free to lodge, if you were free to lodge here, I graciously accept and thank you for that. Would you perhaps know anything about any high quality magical daggers that have come through Skullport recently? It apparently can help you see in the dark and accomplish other great deeds. The information we've been given is
perks up at that a little. Heard a few rumors. If you okay. Yeah, yes, have indeed heard a few rumors. The handful of spies I have heard a few rumors to that effect. Heard one of the Draugr that passed through a while ago bragging about the dagger that he had claimed from some warlord.
That would match the description. That's where we've also heard rumors of what possessed this dagger once upon a time.
Sorry, trying to find what information I can about the thing that I'm after. The thing that you're after.
Yeah.
But yes, I have heard rumors and overheard whispers about something like that. If it really does what you say, then I would be greatly appreciative of such a trinket.
Well, you see, we've had another offer made on it, but we can always consider it. You have been very helpful.
Yeah. But you are welcome to lodge here unless you would rather fork over the coin to stay with the stay in the inn, or if you wish to move on elsewhere.
The inn seems hardly trustworthy. We'll take you up on the deal, but
they're trustworthy. As trustworthy as any can be in the Port of Shadows. Yes. As much as our kind of business is the predominant form in this place, we're not idiots. It does not do well to make a name for yourself stabbing your patrons in the back.
That is fair enough. Well, we'll take you up on that offer, but I think we have some more business to be about before we will need to take lodgings.
Certainly. And if there is...
Thank you.
If there are any messages you want sent, I can facilitate that.
Thank you very
Actually,
much.
as he speaks, a winged snake comes in through
Aye.
one of the small holes in the walls and drops a message to him, which effectively braille so that he can read it. Yes. Says that you are coming to start facilitating a subtle takeover of Skullport. Great timing. A few groups of Zentarum are likely to arrive over the coming 10-day or so, in the guise of various adventuring parties. Hopefully they survive the trek through the dungeon. Won't be the first, won't be the last. But by all means,
Does
be
it
on your way.
have any of? Does it have any other information about the plans and what's going to happen?
Not much at this time. Not much for you to worry about.
Very well. Well, we'll be off then. We will probably return at some point to lodge. Thank you for all your help once again.
Be safe, be discreet.
We will.
No, you won't.
Alright. Well, where do we go now? What are we doing, guys?
What is there left to do now?
We're gonna go check out the other one. Wasn't that fort to the east?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We can go check that out.
That was on this level as well, right?
Yes,
so.
over the far side.
I'm not sure what we're gonna get from it, but we can go check it out.
Yep.
And there
I
are
feel like
other
we're missing
businesses
something
and points of interest up here.
Yeah. I feel like we're missing something. I feel like more important things or something big is supposed to happen at Skullport and we're not really seeing anything.
Less than you'd think. It's actually surprisingly empty.
Yeah.
No, it's
just like
it is what you make of it.
what was it? Oh, okay. It got hyped up and it felt like you get here and something's supposed to happen.
Let me continue drawing the walls around where you're actually going. The floorboards creak as you move along them, but so far seem to be safe and stable.
So do either of you know anything about these skulls at all? They're very odd.
No, but they seem like good target
Flaming
practice.
skulls, you know.
There
Don't
are
do it.
quite a few of them about. You're welcome to make a history or arcana check.
Well, that won't be me.
Won't be me either.
Try history.
I got a +0 to both.
I got a -1.
I got +1 on both.
That's my intimidation, performance, or persuasion. Or anything strength related.
Does a 13 get us anything?
You've heard of things like this before. You didn't pay much attention at the time to what they are exactly, but they are fairly dangerous. Some creation of wizards is what you can remember.
Fair enough.
Yep.
At least that is the description of things of this kind.
It's overall in a similar vein to Hallister's eyes, right?
Mm,
Kinda. It's not the same
kind
thing, obviously, but
Halster's eye is
Why is
more
that
of a
building got
scrying sensor. So
Yeah.
there's someone actively looking through it is typically the case
It's
with things like
basically
that.
arcane
The flaming skulls are creatures after a fashion.
Also, why does this building have a green outline?
Oh, I did that on the wrong layer. I did. Quite a bit on the wrong layer, in fact.
it's magic. There's acid in the
There you
walls.
go, now there are
Magic.
walls.
Magic building, boss fight.
Ooh. We even know where we're going.
Nope. We just passed a bunch of random buildings.
really?
that could...
You did. Some of them are lit, some of them have people coming and going from them. Let's put you back to token light.
Well, these are lit and open, apparently.
Sorry, I need to make sure.
Or was it or something, a dwarf fortress?
We're
Come
pretty
on.
far east
There you
now.
Yes.
I'm gonna knock at the door frame of this building.
I mean, you could just look around. This is the inn. This is the upper floor of the inn. The fact that there is no door
Oh,
currently
that
is my
the
problem.
tieflings.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
In.
oh, that's boring. Not what we want. Further east we go.
Too fast. Or I'm
Sorry.
too slow, whichever is more apt.
Well, let's place there.
Yeah, this thing's full. Come on, do the thing. Okay.
Go.
So, where is it you're looking for? The place just
That, like-
here seems to match the description of the fortress that you were told about.
Where? This thing, like right up to the. Right. Eh. This thing here.
Yes, correct.
Okay.
Give me a second, I'll be able to understand the interior. Let's close off a few walls for the surrounding area. Okay. Oh, and this one down. There you go. Now you actually have walls for the buildings that are around you. And let me just double check for my own sanity that I am taking you to the right building. I am. think I even happen to have maybe an appropriate character. Yeah, sure. Will do. Nope. Let me bring you onto the token layer, not the lighting layer. Too many things, it makes things go weird. Okay. So, there is a very ominous look about the fortress before you. It is a couple of floors going up. I believe. Well, sorry. It is part of a larger structure that spans a few floors going up. It doesn't seem to connect directly to them.
Fair enough.
But definitely seems to be one of the more fortified buildings in the place.
Mm. Yeah, I guess open the door.
You are welcome
Yep.
to do so.
Let's go.
Okay.
Yes, one of you open the door. There is a copper-coloured dragonborn going about the place with a light cast on the end of his staff. Hello, who are you lot?
What was her name again?
Uh,
Kalal? Kalal?
Yeah, Kalal Kalabani sent us.
Ah, wonderful. What is it you're looking for?
Not really sure. She said, come over here, say she sent us. We helped her out, and yeah.
Well, if you're a friend, you are welcome to take shelter here if you need it.
What exactly is this place?
This was the product of a evil warrior. Evil warrior who surrounded himself with necromancers and undead. It has mercifully been quite some time since he had since any of that had influence here. The spell plague many years ago drove them out, and thankfully they didn't return. Sorry, reading through that better.
Are you guys?
It is a 3-story mansion, by the way. Extends up, but not down.
Are you guys part of? Are you part of some organization that owns this place now, or is this like an inn or something?
Owns is a tenuous concept in Skullport.
I thought so, but yeah.
But I tend to this place and keep it safe. Keep it as a refuge for those who are more helpfully inclined, which is not often looked upon favorably in Skullport.
That's fair enough.
Can you make a insight check, Sylvanus?
I can. It's gonna be terrible, but I can. Oh, look at that.
Actually, Kael'th, you're from Emerald Enclave.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll do you. One of the other organizations that are prominent in Waterdeep is the Harpers, which is kind of good aligned spies.
I thought they were neutral.
Yeah, neutral good, kind of more on the side of preventing evil.
Yeah.
I will look into it a bit more if you like. But the
I just don't
Harpers and Emerald Enclave would get along fairly well. Fairly similar kind of intentions a lot of the times. This seems to be a refuge for them.
I don't like the Harpers because if you've played Baldur's Gate 2, one of the characters is a Harper, Jahira, and her storyline is you going and reuniting the Harpers and stuff, but it turns out they're being like murdered by these evil guys and doing all this horrible stuff, and it's just like, okay, so the Harpers are just
This
allowed
is
to
not
go do
Baldur's
this,
Gate.
nobody really challenged them. I know, but it's still the Harpers. I don't like them. They're just unchecked.
There seems to be a lot of safe houses in this city.
Yep.
But
More a matter of there being,
So what?
there needing to be safe houses, because
yeah,
the town
So what-
proper is not a safe place to be.
true.
Right.
Although it seemed to be
So what-
less dangerous than we were led to believe, too.
That's partly because I'm doing it very quickly and not throwing things at you to try and kill you, or steal from you. But particularly if you were to just like spend a night in some alley or abandoned building, you may well just be set upon by thieves looking for whatever might be of interest on you.
So what good have you been doing in the city lately? What
was that, sorry?
I was going to the Dragon Ball. What good have you been doing in this town lately?
That's an interesting thought. Lately, not simply keeping an eye on things, making sure this place is maintained as safe.
Is there anything
to myself.
happening in the city, any particular town of any particular interest that you know of?
Depends on what your goals are. But you are
Or
afraid.
anything in
So, sorry, looking through notes, trying to think about what is where and what is worth knowing. Well, what is it that has brought you to Skullport?
We were looking for a dagger, but we've since learned that that dagger's not here. We dropped off some stuff at Kalau, and then that's about it, really. From what we had heard with all the legends and rumors, we thought Skullport would be a lot more dangerous and eventful, but so far it's been reasonably easygoing.
Reasonably quiet at this time, yes. Which
I'll speak
is
up.
worrying in a way.
I'll speak up and say I didn't know the Harpers are particularly active here in Skullport.
Active? No. Simply keeping an eye. The Xanathar is far too powerful for us to have any kind of delusions about trying to cause any trouble. But gathering information is our primary aim. Just needs to be a little quiet about it here.
Understandable. They're definitely a dominant power in this area.
Yes, and the fortress over on the lake is the greatest concentration of their forces. It is quite a formidable place. There is also...
It does look rather ominous.
Yes. There is also... Haven't been able to locate it specifically, but there is some kind of passageway through to Xanathar's lair, which is then, if you are able to make it through there safely, is the safest and fastest way from Skullport to the city proper. Otherwise, there's the passageway I assume you took, which is through the dungeon. Well done, by the way. Or there is the passage through the sea caves, which is treacherous at the best of times.
Yeah, we came through the dungeon to drop off some things, have a look about, and currently we don't have much left to do here. We might head off rather soon.
Very well. Travel safely.
Right, would we rather stay here or elsewhere? I turn and ask these guys.
I mean, we can do worse.
Yeah, here seems safe as any.
Well, and it's mainly here or the other place we were just at.
Right.
Yeah. I personally would trust the Harpers more than,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
you, on the other hand, may not.
No, I think this will be better generally.
Okay.
All right.
The only
Do
thing
we
left
want
we
to
can
rest
do
here
here
then?
is it even? Do we even have time? Like, are we even able to rest?
Yeah, you can. And I will end the session with it as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, were you saying there was another thing we had to do in Skullport, or?
Potentially, we could try to locate that passage.
There are a number of places. There's a couple of shops and points of trade if you want to make use of that. Primarily, there's a few bits of information you can find, depending on what you're wanting to do. Most of the people keep to themselves and are variously dangerous. But if you're wanting to destabilize the Xanathar, that is the primary reason to be here.
Right.
Yeah. There's not a whole lot we can do for any of those things currently, though, I don't think.
Yeah, right now
Right.
I think we just did a decent scouting run of the whole of parts of the city. Found a few places to a couple safe havens.
Yeah. So I think like we can go trade and stuff. We don't have the money right now.
Rest
I
up.
mean, if
Wait
there's
for the rest
information,
of the
I'm not
party
sure
to
what the
catch up with
information.
us.
Yeah, and I'm not sure what the information would be for what it's useful for us at the moment. And the stabilizing the Xanathar would be fun and good, but it might be a little bit out of our reach right now.
Yeah, I have a feeling.
I don't know.
I have a feeling it probably is.
I mean, as it currently stands, I think we're a good. The three of us probably not, but once the rest of our party gets here, we may be a bit more formidable.
Right.
Having Racina
Yeah,
and Letia.
even then, I still feel like that wouldn't help a whole lot.
Yeah.
So I feel like anything we would do would just result in a fight, which chaos just gets a little. It just gets a little out of hand, and then we can't really do anything in Skullport without being attacked, and nothing really comes of it.
Destabilizing doesn't mean open war with the Xanathar.
Correct.
No, but anything we would do would probably lead to that at this point.
We just gotta be quiet.
Look, in theory, you could do a lot of damage to the Xanathar without ever attacking anything, or without having any kind of open battle. If you are careful and subtle and patient. You are not careful, subtle, or patient.
Yeah.
No.
Well, what I was going to suggest is if we wanted to do that, probably be better to wait a little bit of time for things to build up and happen in Skull before we try.
Right.
Yeah. So, what you could do going forward, you could, and in some ways I would suggest, you could head back to the dungeon, either continue searching the level you're on for a little while, or head to another level further down.
Yeah.
And then, when you've gained a few levels after a week or so, and having given the Zentarum a chance to build up some forces here, you could then come back up and and I will look into setting up a full pitched war if you like, if that's the route you want to go.
It could be fun. I was thinking in either case, it's like we probably should go into the dungeon and wait a while.
Yeah, we should. Yeah. That sounds good to me.
There's also still a lot of stuff on the second floor we haven't explored.
Yeah,
Right.
we can do more good in the dungeon, I think, at the moment than we can do here.
Yes. And we'll probably get more things or information or stuff for Skullboard to come back to. Or when we have money, we might come back and set up.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
In that case, we want a long rest here then.
Sounds good.
Woo, let's go. Let's do it. We'll say the Dragonborn will spend the night here and rest for a bit and then be off tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
He leads you upstairs to a couple of safe rooms. Are those rooms present on the...
Now, earlier you said something particular about this long rest.
Adam?
Just rest first.
Just give me a moment, sorry. So you're leaving, I'm not going to bother changing the setting of the map there. Had I said something like that? I don't remember. Surely you don't need any more power than you've got. You'll be fine.
I mean, Letia doesn't need any more power, but I mean,
Letia really isn't that strong.
no, he's not. It's just a fireball. It's just
Yeah,
having
he
fireball.
almost died last time.
It's literally just having
Yeah, he's
fireball.
just-
That's just
It's mainly the wild
Yeah, it's
magic that
just
carries him,
wild magic.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
because it
And it's
It
like if he gets a
sporadically
bad
doubles his
roll on
power.
wild magic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
yeah.
And when he gets a bad roll on wild magic where not much happens, it's just
Yeah.
Or that harms
Like
him.
10 10 probably does more consistent damage, probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
Anyway, you are able to level up as you take this long rest.
Yay.
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 Oh, so much happens in this level up.
Oh, I finally get spells.
I finally have
And
my
Divine
roll
Smite.
Yeah.
I finally get to smite things.
What do I get at this level up?
It probably would also be pointed out to you that because the Draugr have had such a head start on you, if you want to catch up with them, you would do well to go down as fast as you can.
Yeah.
So if there is a way of
Well,
bypassing a floor, that would be advisable.
yeah. It also depends on if they're actually progressing down all the floors or what's going on there, I guess. But yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have more initiative. I can avoid opportunity attacks, and I can use sneak attack way more often now. I have a +6 to initiative.
I didn't get a ton as far as my actual class ability.
Oh, my sneak attack damage is more now.
I have advantage on saving throws against magical plants.
Oh,
Nice.
Ooh.
Are there good? I'm deciding if I should just want SI or a feat.
don't know. It's up to you.
Like,
Let's roll this because I'm curious. Hold up. I think that rolled incorrectly. Yeah, that definitely rolled incorrectly.
Hmm.
That only rolled one sneak attack dice for some reason. I should have rolled that more accurately. But yeah, oh well. Yeah, that's weird. The sneak attack spot's there for some reason. Oh well. It should fix itself, hopefully. Bit of Skullport's interesting. I didn't realize there was like 3 levels like that. It's kind of cool.
yeah, visually
Yeah,
it's really
before-
cool.
I'll see.
And the fortress across the way is cool.
See if I can find a good image of it. Yeah, that I'll put it in the chat, in the Golden Bell.
Ooh, yeah.
It's not exactly accurate. Actually, it's quite inaccurate. But it at least gives you an impression of the kind of look of it.
Yeah.
So yes, it's multiple
Okay.
layers of buildings, one on top of another, in the middle of the caverns.
Yeah, because I looked up a picture on Google just then, and it came up with this picture which looks wildly different, but also really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yes, a large portion of it is taken from wrecked ships that have then been salvaged and used for the timber or for the entire structure of it, as well as the timbers and rigging being used for the catwalks. So it's not quite as dramatic in height as that one that you found. It's 3 layers, 3 layers, each of which is kind of 1.5 floors. So there's something like 4 or 5 floors of building that can exist, depending on how it's built.
Yeah.
And again, about a dozen flame skulls you get the impression of that drift throughout the place, keeping an eye out for anything anything happening.
Is that why it's called Skullport? Because of the skulls, or is there a different reason?
It's really hard to say. Because
Fair
it might
enough.
well be that. It might just be that it's a port that was made by necromancers and thieves and criminals and pirates. So it's just the
Yeah.
imagery of using a skull as the icon is innate to it.
Yeah.
So whether it is the active presence of skulls as being the only real guards, and by guards that's more,
Yeah.
they will join in on a fight more than trying to prevent crime.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Wait, the skulls will prevent crime, but the whole thing of
No,
Skullport
sorry.
is crime.
No, it's not that they will try and prevent crime, it's that they will just join in a fight and end it quickly.
Oh, yeah.
Neat.
But with that, I will definitely leave it there. We'll see what you get up to next time. How far you push down into the dungeon.
Sounds good. Thanks for the
sounds
session.
It was
I'm going
interesting.
to get some food and do other things. See ya.